what is the startup that you are working on?
Akayan systems.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, so basically what they do is they make propulsion systems for small satellites. So the technology is not developed yet, so they are working on it. And I'm a huge pro for space exploration programs, but I
Okay.
don't like the space debris which comes with it. So
Okay.
this device also, like with small satellites, the space debris will be a little less, and the effect on the environment will also decrease. So I'm working on a kind system. That's why I
Okay.
chose this.
Okay. Perfect. Mansi, have you figured out the problem that you are the startup that you are working on?
Uh, yes, it was and me. It is a startup which combines Ayurvedic knowledge, modern science,
Okay.
uh, you know, and makes products for female body to provide them proper nutrition and yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Rahil, what about you?
But I still haven't decided completely.
Okay. So will you be able to do it by this weekend?
Yeah. I'm deciding.
Okay. Perfect. Hershey, what about you?
Yes, I'm going to research on Reliance Industries. It's an Indian multinational conglomerate company. It encourages new technology and employment. It encourages employment, new ideas, technology all over India.
Okay. But then, Hershey, I feel Reliance is way too broad. Can we stick to just one part of Reliance, maybe?
Okay.
Because then you figuring out what is the problem Reliance is solving, they are solving way many problems, right? So then it is going to be way too broader for you to work on that. So maybe one part of Reliance or something else, if it excites you, by this weekend, if you can mail it to me, that would be great.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So, guys, today we will, as I talked about problem, and you all have to finalize one problem as well by this weekend. I don't know how many of you have done already. I have received few problem statements on my mail as well. What we will do is, generally, there is this cycle of building a startup that starts from empathy, that is the very first step. Then you define the problem, then you ideate on the solution, and then you build the solution. So this is the whole design thinking approach that happens. Empathy is something which will do along with defining the problem. So in today's class, we will understand how to define a problem. The ones who have not finalized the problem, what I will be doing is I will be getting on an individual 10-15 minutes ka session with all of you in the coming week according to your and my suitable timings, and we will decide upon the problem that you are keen on working upon, and then you will be creating whatever I'll be talking about in today's class for that particular problem. So in today's class we will be understanding how to define a particular problem so that you can understand what the problem is all about and you can ideally work on it in an appropriate manner. So am I clear with everyone what are we doing in today's class?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you are in 10th standard or just got their results or anything? Anyone out there?
I'm in 10th, but I still didn't get my results. I'm from the SSC board actually,
Okay.
Maharashtra.
Okay. Okay. So ideally, the very first step of design thinking process is about empathizing. So you empathize with your customers. You understand what is the problem that they are facing. How many of you remember what are the three ways that I talked about in the previous class in order to think of the problem? Anyone who remembers the three ways that we talked about at the very end?
Hobby.
Hobby, yes, hobby is the very first thing.
Passion.
No, yeah, hobby and passion. Ideally, we kept it in the same basket. So, what else?
Knowledge.
There were three ways that I talked about. Guys, it was just last Saturday, and they weren't so boring that you do not remember them. I and Palak discussed it yesterday. Only Palak, by any chance, if you remember any of them.
Actually, you're lagging quite a bit on my computer. I don't have a good Wi-Fi.
Okay. Painstorming, by any chance, if you remember, painstorming that we talked about.
Yes.
Yes, and we also talked about observation as one way of thinking of problems. So there were three ways. I don't know how many of you have used them or applied them in your previous week, but there were three ways that we talked about. One is painstorming, where you understand and find out all those pains that people are going through. Second was observation, where you observe the problems around you, with you and around you. And the third was hobbies and passion that you can pursue as your startup. Guys, please remember whatever we are doing, it was a week and you have to take this for the coming 5 to 6 years. So if you will forget this very easily, it is not going to make any sense for you all to waste time of me and you both together. Now, could you remember these three ways of doing things or of doing or finding problems?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the ideal cycle that I was talking about. You empathize, you define the problem, you ideate, and you build the solution. So we are at this age, that is, we are empathizing currently, we are learning about who are facing the problem, and we are defining the problem as well. So in today's class, we will understand how to appropriately define a problem. This is an ideal process. This is an ideal way of thinking about new ideas and new startup solutions. Ideally, you should never jump to the solution. There were one or two people who directly told me that this is the problem and I want to make this particular thing. So that is a very, very wrong way of solving the problem. Again, um, so we will start with an example. Today's class, we will define the problem, we will understand how to define the problem. This is a canvas, that is the problem statement canvas. I'm introducing you to the canvas. It is a little difficult on your end to absorb or grasp what is problem statement canvas. So please stick to me. You can ask questions in between. I will complete the whole problem statement canvas along with you, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me meanwhile during the canvas or after the canvas. Make sure you understand it very clearly, because you will have to fill this particular problem statement canvas for your own problem in the coming week. So you have to do it for your own problem and the startup on which you are doing the live case study. So whatever startup you are working on, you have to finalize the problem that they are working on, and you have to do a problem statement canvas for them. You have to also do the problem statement canvas for your own problem. So make sure you are with me here. Let's take an example. People have a huge problem with traffic in Mumbai. We are going to build the leading ride sharing app for them. So this is an ideal problem statement that me and you will write. If we don't know what is a problem statement canvas, two or three of you have already given me it in this format, that we want to solve this problem and we are going to build this. What is the issue that you feel is out there in this problem? Any idea what is the issue with this problem? Anyone who wants to tell me if there is any issue with this problem statement?
Can you give an
What's a
example if you want
ride
to say?
sharing?
Yeah, one by one. Who was speaking first? Go on, any one of you, please speak.
Ma'am, what's a ride sharing app?
Ride sharing app is like Ola and Uber. You share a ride with somebody. Carpooling. Who else was speaking? Who else was answering? Anyone who can tell me what is wrong with this problem statement? Anything that is wrong with this problem statement that you can notice or you feel which is wrong?
Miss, you said you can't directly jump to the solution.
Yes. So they have already mentioned about the solution in the problem itself. We are just at a stage where we are defining the problem. So we should never write the second sentence that has been written here. We are going to build the leading ride sharing apps. That is a very, very wrong way of defining the problem. Always understand, if you will put yourself in a box where you have already thought कि यही solution होने वाला है, you will never think of great startup ideas. So it is better that you never restrict yourself to already one solution that you have thought of. Keep yourself open to as many solutions that you can think of, and never finalize the solution before understanding the problem. So this is the very wrong thing out there in the problem statement. You should never write this. Ideally, you should never write that we are going to build this. You should just have mentioned people have huge problem with traffic in Mumbai. So now, this was the problem before doing the problem statement canvas. Now, after doing the problem statement canvas, let's see how the whole problem has changed after filling the whole canvas. So this is ideally the problem statement canvas. It is of 6 blocks. We will decode each block one by one. You can ask me questions if you have any doubts in the whole canvas, and then we'll understand how this particular problem that we see here, which has already mentioned the solution, changes to something different after problem statement canvas is done for that particular problem. So let's start understanding the problem statement canvas. Problem statement canvas is nothing but a blueprint that gives us an idea of how your problem is and what exactly the problem is all about. Let's move to the very first block of the problem statement canvas, that is the context part of it. Context, that means when does the problem occur? When exactly is your problem occurring? Is it in the morning? Is it in the noon? Is it in the afternoon? Is it every day, every alternate day, every week? You will have to be very, very clear on when exactly is the problem occurring. What time of the day, what time of the month, what time of the week is the problem occurring is your context, where you will write when is the problem occurring. The problem that you are working upon is what you will write here. When is it occurring? The next is, what is the root cause of the problem? So why is the problem occurring? What are the reasons why the problem has occurred? What is the root cause of the problem is what you will write in this block. Then first, second, this is the third block. This is not the third block, this is the third block. The customers block is the third block. So after doing contacts and what is the root cause of the problem, we'll go to the customers. Customers is who are the people who are facing this problem. Now mind well, you cannot just write that people driving cars or adults or teenagers or women are facing the problem. You have to be very, very, very specific when it comes to the customers that you are mentioning. You have to write who are the customers, what is their age, what are their characteristics, what kind of cities they live in, what is their income level, what are their nature characteristics, what is their profession, what kind of work they do. Every minute detail about your customers is what you are going to write in this block. So make sure you in depth understand who are the people who are facing this problem. And I have told it very clearly earlier as well, problem and the customer are the very basic thing that you should be very clear about. If you know them very clearly, half of your startup idea is already there. So you have to write who your customers are and who are currently facing this problem. Then we move to emotional impact. That means how does the customer feel. So if the customer is facing this particular problem, if your customer is facing this problem, what is the impact it will have on their emotions. So that means, will they feel frustrated, will they feel sad, will they feel happy, agitated, irritated, not they'll be not healthy. Whatever is the emotional impact that that person will have on them, that your customers will have on them after they face the problem, is what you will write in the emotional impact part. And the quantifiable impact, now when it comes to quantifiable impact, uh, quantifiable impact is the measurable impact. So if you have written emotional impact is where they get angry, so if your customer is getting angry because of this problem, he or she is losing around 15 minutes every day due to getting angry for this particular problem. So you have to understand what is the impact in terms of measurable things. What is the impact in terms of hours, days, minutes, money, rupees, ideally, whatever is the quantifiable impact. So इमोशनल इम्पैक्ट की वजह से जो भी उनके लिए quantifiable impact है, जो भी measurable impact है, is what you will have to write in this block, that is emotional impact and quantifiable impact. So the four blocks that says contacts, when does it occur, every day, morning, evening, afternoon, once in a month, once in a week, whatever. Why is the problem occurring? Who are the people who are facing the problem? What do they feel when they face the problem? And what is the impact in units in the measurable format when they face this problem? Once these four blocks are done, we move to alternatives. Now here, alternatives is what do customers do now to fix the problem. So that means you don't have to write the solution on how are you going to solve the problem. You have to write how people are currently solving the problem. If there is a problem, people are one way or the other solving it on their own right now as well. So you have to write how people are currently solving this particular problem. And if there are three ways that people are solving this particular problem that you have written in this block, what are the disadvantages of all those three problems? So what are the loopholes, what are the issues in the solutions currently available for this particular problem, is what you will write in the alternative shortcomings. So ideally these six blocks will give you an idea about the whole problem that you want to solve. When is it occurring? Who is facing the problem? What happens when they face the problem? What is the problem? How are people currently solving that problem? And what are the issues in the current solution that are out there? Now, uh, you ideally understand that these four blocks revolve around the problem. So it is important for you to understand these four. But when it comes to these two, why are we currently why are we currently writing alternatives and alternative shortcomings? Because if we write alternatives and alternative shortcoming, you know what you can build as a solution. So suppose if we are solving the problem of traffic, we already have Ola and Uber that you have written as an alternatives here. So you are trying to solve the problem of traffic and the alternatives will be Ola and Uber. Then what are the disadvantages of Ola and Uber is what you will write here. If you know these both things, you know that Ola and Uber already exists. So I have to build an idea which is different from Ola and Uber, and which solves all the issues out there in Ola and Uber that I can solve in my existing solution. So this particular block is an opportunity block which gives you an idea about what exactly can your solution be, what exactly can your idea be all about. Am I clear with these six blocks? Is any doubt with these six blocks out there?
Just can you give an example for the root problem?
Yeah. I am coming to the answer to all these blocks in the next slide. But any particular question about just the canvas currently? Okay, so I'll move to the example. So ideally, we are working on this example, that is people have huge traffic in Mumbai. we are going to build the leading ride sharing app for them. I'm taking up this problem, that is people have huge traffic in Mumbai, and I'm putting it in problem statement canvas, and let's see what is the outcome that we have got after we decode it in the form of a problem statement canvas. So this is how the whole problem have changed once it has gone through the problem statement canvas. So let's try understand every part of it. Every workday in the morning and the evenings, this is the very first block, that is the context block. When is the problem occurring? It is occurring every workday in the mornings and the evenings. See, they have been very specific. What are the timings? Which time of the day is the problem occurring? For an average 2 to 3 hours per day, they have already told how many hours is the problem occurring to the customer. Now we'll come to customer segment. Young man aged 25 to 35 with middle low income who live in Mumbai and work in corporate office in city center. This is the whole customer block that they have written. They have very very clearly mentioned who are the people who are facing this particular problem. Then we have what is the root cause of the problem. Lose time in traffic instead of doing something more valuable. So ideally, they have just written what is the problem in the root cause of the problem block. This makes them feel frustrated or bored, or they lose on an average 40 hours per month. So these make them feel frustrated or bored. This is the emotional impact. And the quantifiable impact is they lose on an average 40 hours per month. Because of this frustration, because of being stuck in traffic, every 2 to 3 hours they lose in traffic, and that is how at least 40 hours per month is your customer losing because of this particular problem. They have not mentioned um, the alternatives and alternative shortcoming in the problem itself, because we don't need to mention that. That is for your understanding when it comes to you ideating on the solution. But ideally it has to be just this much when you are writing or defining your problem. So this is how problem statement canvas have changed the whole idea of the problem, that looked just one sentence that people are facing problem of traffic in Mumbai, to a 5 to 6 liner problem statement that gives more insights about what the problem is all about. Are you all understanding how the problem has changed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Any doubts about any block of the problem statement canvas? We'll again go to the problem statement canvas. If you have any doubt about any of the blocks here, please ask me right away. I don't want half baked problem statement canvas before the previous class, because that will not allow us to move forward. So make sure you are pretty clear with all the blocks and you define the problem in this format itself, the way we did in this format. I wanted this detail. It can be more detailed as possible, but it has to be at least this detail. Am I clear with each one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubts about the problem statement canvas, or why are we doing it, or what is the outcome? Okay, fine. So then we will be doing. Oh, I will be needing all of your problem statement canvas on my mail before the previous class. Today we will move forward with the other part of it. But if you have still not understood, or if you feel by the end of the class you have any questions, please make sure you write it to me on mail or WhatsApp pay. You can ping me so that we can clear it. Also, before the next class, I will be getting on
Ma'am,
a, yeah.
can you please send the problems to my language?
Yes, yes, I'll do it. I'll share an Excel version of it. What you have to do is I'll be sharing a Google Excel. I'll just show you how, if my laptop permits the same. I'll just show you. I'll be sharing in Excel. What you have to do is you have download or copy the similar Excel for your own and then edit the same. Don't make it a point that you edit that particular problem statement itself, because then people can edit it totally. So each one of you will be able to edit that particular Excel sheet. So make sure you download your own Excel, or you copy that whole Excel and create a new problem statement canvas for your own self. Okay, I'm not able to do that right now, but I'll share an Excel sheet that has that has the problem statement canvas in the format that I have. So now, what do you think? Once we are already there with the problem, once you know what the problem is, what can be the next step for you? What is the ideal next step that you should have been doing once you know this is the problem that you want to work upon? Anyone who wants to tell me about that? Guys, if you have already finalized the problem, if you know that this is the problem that you want to work upon, what do you think? What is the next step, or what should be the ideal next step that you can use in order to move forward, in order to build your startup?
Brainstorm.
What
Brainstorm
are brainstorm? Brainstorm on what?
on the ideas, like how you can execute and build the product.
Okay, how you can execute and build the product.
Take
Okay,
suggestions from customers, the
take
people who
suggestions.
are facing.
Okay, take suggestions from customers. Fine. Anything else? Think what can you do? Suppose you have already finalized the problem कि मुझे ये problem पे काम करना है. अब उसके बाद what can be the way?
We should start experimenting on the solution.
You should start experimenting on the solution. Okay. Anyone else who wants to put their views out there?
Research more upon the solution.
Research more upon the solution. Okay.
Look for more people who are trying to solve the same problem so you can work together.
Okay. Look for maybe your competitors who are trying to solve this particular problem. Okay, so ideally, guys, whatever you have told me are definitely the steps to move forward. But the very first step that you have missed in between is your customer research. So once you are done with your problem clearly, once you know that this is the problem that you want to build upon, this is the problem that ideally you will be solving, you will have to go to your customer and in reality understand, will this problem, or is this problem existing in the market or not? Is your customer really facing this problem? If they are facing the problem, what are the insights that they will give you? Suppose ट्रैफिक का ही एग्जांपल लेके चलते हैं. जैसे ट्रैफिक इज अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम. मी एंड यू वी ऑलरेडी नो दैट ट्रैफिक इज डेफिनेटली अ प्रॉब्लम, बट योर कस्टमर्स हु आर फेसिंग ट्रैफिक एज अ प्रॉब्लम, उनके मुंह से सुनने के बाद यू विल गेट मोर क्लियरिटी दैट नो डेफिनेटली पीपल आर फेसिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम एंड उसकी वजह से ये 10 चीजें हो रही है. When you think of the problem, you don't think from the perspective of the one who have faced that problem. Ideally, me and you, we all face the problem of traffic, so we all are the customers of the one who is solving the problem of traffic. But the one who really face the problem is the one who goes to the office every day. Every morning and night they are stuck for 4 to 5 hours in traffic every day. So the one who is there, who is the one who is facing the problem, is going to give you more better insights than the one uh, who have just ideated or thought of the problem. So ideally आपको उन सब लोगों के पास जाके उनसे बात करनी पड़ेगी to know what exactly is the problem and what are they facing, how are they facing. वो प्रॉब्लम फेस करने के बाद उनको क्या क्या फील होता है. सो दैट इज टर्म्ड एज कस्टमर रिसर्च. What you have to do is, once you have finalized the problem, once you have already done the problem statement canvas, once you know that this is the whole problem that I'm working upon, you will move to the customer research. And I tell you, at least 70% of the organization fail because they don't do accurate customer research. Your big companies like McDonald's, uh, I don't know if you have heard about McDonald's failed product or not, but they came up with an adult burger. So in around 80s or something, 1980s or I don't know what time, but they came up with adult burger, and that was a big flop because McDonald's is not something which is meant for only adults. It is for kids as well as anyone of any age group. So they failed miserably when they launched adult burgers, and it did not work out because they ideally did not do the customer research very clearly. Also, how many of you know Cheetos by any chance? Cheetos as a,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Uh,
I know.
some time ago, Cheetos was a good hit. There was this orange color cheesy flavor that had come for Cheetos, and that was a huge hit at that time. I don't know currently also people like it or not, but ideally Cheetos was a really great hit at that particular point of time. So what people did was, that was really dumb of them, but they have lip balm of strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, all those flavor lip balm. They took out Cheetos flavor ka lip balm because Cheetos was really trending those days. And that did not work out because I would never want a Cheeto flavor taste or Cheeto flavor smell on my lips when I'm talking or when I'm eating something. So that went a very, very flop thing at that particular time, and that failed because those people did not do an appropriate customer research. So for you to appropriately do a customer research is very, very important, so that you understand whether people want something like this or not, whether people really want a solution to this problem or not. So this is not just for you to uh, understand whether people are facing this problem or not, but customer research will also be very, very important for you in order to understand whether people really want the solution to this problem or not. So never missed on your customer research. Also, there are various ways of doing a customer research. Any one of you who knows what is a customer research or would want to tell me some ways of doing a customer research if you have any?
Surveys,
Conducting
surveys.
surveys, yeah.
Yeah, conducting surveys. Okay. What else? Anything else that you have in mind when it comes to customer research?
Questionnaire. Yes.
Questionnaire. Yeah, that comes into surveys. Has any one of you done customer research earlier by any chance?
No.
That's
Yes.
not customer research, but surveys and all.
Okay, you have done surveys and all. Fine. Um, how genuinely you have done surveys? Because me and you, we both know it is little tedious to do surveys. So, has anyone done genuinely done the surveys, asking legit people to answer all those questions and analyzing them by any chance? No. Okay, fine. I'll tell you my experience. We are venturing, Think Young as an organization is venturing into 18 plus as a segment. So we also want to target 18 years and beyond now for all our courses. And we are also tying up with Silicon Valley Forum, that is a big name for startup based out of USA. I don't know if you all know it or not. So Silicon Valley Forum, yes. So we are getting their certification for all our courses. So we wanted to know whether something like this will work in the market or not, whether 18 and beyond as a target are keen on doing a course certified by Silicon Valley, getting all those mentors out there and seeing if they are keen on getting mentored by all these people or not. So we did a survey, and I tell you, we got 1,000 people to respond, 1,000 legit people, 1,000 people who are in the age group of 18 to 25, who were our ideal audience. who are based out of Mumbai, because Mumbai is our first target, who have done something in entrepreneurship maybe, or are keen on doing something in entrepreneurship, who are struggling with their careers. So we ideally understood who our customers are, and these people are the ones who will pay for the courses that we want to sell. And we did a survey with around 1,000 people. We asked them, we interviewed them, matlab we called them literally, and we talked to them about something like, we talked to them about something like this, and we also shared the survey form so that they can answer all those questions. So after that, so we had some other thought process before the survey, and now after the survey we have a different thought process. So earlier, before the survey, we thought that why would anybody not like a Silicon Valley uh, का certification का course? Why would people not do it? First, this was our assumption before the survey. Second, 6 months is something that people should ideally do the course. That was our second assumption. Our third assumption was online is something which people will prefer rather than offline. That was our third assumption. I'm just talking about three assumptions. We had many assumptions before that, but I'm just basically giving you an example, a real life example that I experienced. After the survey, my three assumptions changed totally. Number one, people don't want to do a course like this online. They want to do it offline only. So we cancelled the option of online. People definitely want to do a Silicon Valley course, but 1,000 may say 60% wants to do it, 40% do not want to do it, and they have their own reasons. So it is not necessary that everyone who we feel are our customers will want to do or accept your solution. So that was our second assumption. And third assumption, what was the first assumption? I forgot. Okay. So ideally, our assumptions changed after the customer research. Before customer research, we thought something else, and after customer research, we thought something else. Why I'm mentioning all these to you is that your customer research will change a lot many things about you and what you will be doing in your solution. So don't neglect customer research. Even if you get 10 people talking to you and filling the survey for you genuinely, get those 10 people rather than getting 100 people. Number one. Your customer research can also happen through surveys, through interviews, and through online research. So there are three ways that you can do. You can go online and check out what people are talking about and what is normally written in articles about the problem that you are working on. That is your first way of doing survey. You get a lot of good information through that particular way. Second way is you get people fill the forms. That is ideally a very tedious way but used very widely. The third way is you talk to people either over a call or in person interview is what you do. That gives you more insights about what people are doing. Fourth way is you go and observe people. Now there are some be a really good way of doing a research. So suppose in a traffic problem, you you take an Ola or Uber every day. You sit with a corporate person who is going to a corporate office or who is going to an office in that particular cab. So ideally you can observe this that person. That cab, if it takes 2 hours to reach that particular office because of the traffic, you observe the person sitting beside you and see what are their feelings, what do they do while they are in traffic, how are they coming over this problem, what exactly are they doing between the route and the traffic that they are uh, uh, going through, where what are the major peak traffic points. So observation is also one of the way through which you can do a survey. I'm just giving you a very brief intro about customer survey because we'll be going in depth about customer survey in the next class. But if you want to understand the customer survey, or if you want to do a customer survey very clearly, your problem statement canvas का जो customer block है, that has to be very 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 precise. You will have to be very clear on what that block will have, because if you don't know who your exact customers are, you don't know who to survey, and that is going to be very difficult for you. आप किसी हर किसी का सर्वे नहीं ले सकते, आप हर किसी को अपना कस्टमर नहीं बना सकते. सो यू हैव टू आइडली अंडरस्टैंड हु योर कस्टमर्स आर. उनका अच्छे से रिसर्च करने के बाद यू विल गेट टू नो दैट दीज आर my exact people that I want to talk to, and then you do a customer research. So make sure this block is filled very clearly, very appropriately, very minutely with all the details. मैंने जो भी बोला है उससे ऊपर भी if you get more insight about your customers by researching online, it is going to be a really great way for you to understand your customers, and that eases your way for the next session, that is the customer research. So I hope I did not blabber a lot. I was just going to give you a live example so that you know how customer research can ideally change a perception of a person. Any questions about the problem statement canvas or whatever we have done so far?
No.
Yes, no, Hershey, I could not hear you. Sorry.
No, no, no.
Okay, fine. You will be able to complete your problem statement canvas on your own.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Make sure you give this week, this weekend, at least Sunday, may 2 to 3 hours on finalizing the problem. Guys, silly problems are the best ones to work on because they can be faced by each and every one, and a lot of people are finding solutions for the same. So don't think of working on big problems. बड़ी problem पे काम करेंगे तो अच्छा startup build होगा. Silly problems are the best ones to work on. I tell you, a girl who is around 16 years, I think, she is not in India, she is of a foreign country. She is working on the problem of your hair strands breaking a lot of hair while you remove your hairband every time. So your hair strands are broken every time you remove a hairband from your hair, and she is doing wonders. So her hairband is called as hair pro type, and that is a new way of tying your hair she has innovated with the hairband. But that was a silly problem. I mean, me and you notice it every day, right? But we never thought what can be the solution for the same. So silly problems are the best ones to work upon. Make sure you finalize silly problems and not a very big problem as water problems and COVID problem and all those, because COVID is something which is going to go off after 1.5 year. It is not going to stay with us forever. So don't make it a point that you just restrict yourself to COVID only. I hope we have great problems to work upon, and I want you all to tell me an individual time slot where you will be free for 15-20 minutes so that we can discuss, we can finalize a problem, and you can build your problem statement canvas. So I'll share a Google form. Just write whichever time is possible for you in the coming week before Wednesday. So we will complete, and you have enough time to complete your problem statement canvas. Am I clear with everyone?
Yes.
That's good.
Okay, perfect. So I will be looking forward to your document where you will be writing about the startup, the live case study. You have to write the problem that they are working on, and you have to create a problem statement canvas for them, and a problem statement canvas for your own problem. So there are three things that you have to do. I'll also record a video and share it with you so that you know what the task is all about. Okay, I'll see you in the next class, and if you have any doubts, ping me on WhatsApp or on my mail. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.